And I'm MESH Director. We had an advanced planning meeting with our 4 partner countries, which is France, Germany, Croatia and Holland, the Netherlands. And the planning meeting was so that we could get much more involvement with the international companies that are coming, so that they have ownership of MESH and so that they can feel like they have been part of planning it as much as the young people and the staff here do.
Hi, I'm Mislav, but you know me as Mimi. I'm from Sisa, Croatia.
I'm Josipa and I'm also from Sisa, Croatia.
I'm Esther, I'm from Leiden. We're here to start planning MESH 2012, including like the schedule and like the final performance and what the play's going to be.
We're helping planning the whole MESH 2012, so just making some extra suggestions about how the festival should be organised and that sort of stuff.
We spent the whole weekend thinking about what was going to happen at MESH. We've done a lot of planning beforehand, but we wanted their input on especially the finale choices. So that's the big piece that all the young people are going to perform at the end of MESH. Presented them with 3 choices, gave them synopsis of the storylines. The first one was Gulliver's Travels. The second story was The Master and Marguerite by Bulgakov, and the third was The Birds by Aristophanes. And we wanted them to think about all of those stories and which would lend themselves best to the international young people.
Having read The Birds, I think that we can have a much bigger unification of all the countries coming to MESH, and the whole imagery can be much more, enhanced by The Birds.
The Birds I like because it's a classical play, but when we do The Birds we have to make our own modern version of it.
I like The Birds because, like, compared to Gulliver's Travels, it's a lot less complicated with the big and the small, and that with costume wise and dance and theatre it would be a lot better to portray the birds. A lot less complicated.
Birds.
The Birds.
I think The Birds also.
The Birds.
The Birds.
The Birds. I just want. I think everybody's opinion veered towards The Birds because it has a very brilliant visual concept, and it would lend itself in terms of the street procession, street theatre, and of course for the show. We wanted to look at how the international tutors would input into the direction of the finale, also about the skills workshops, because this year there's going to be some skills workshops that any of the young people can take part in, and they'll be led by tutors from the UK, tutors from the international countries.
You or Damir?
Damir can make maybe or masks or clowns or something.
I have learned clown, I have learned commedia dell'arte.
At least one of the workshops will be a street dance workshop that MJ will offer.
Looking at how the young people as a whole can take more responsibility for the practicalities of MESH. It's not, obviously the creativity is the central part, but it was really important that they were working with the staff to make it happen, and that they didn't sort of take it for granted, the effort that goes in.
No doubt that there will be parties. The big things that we're going to have to spell out is we really feel tutors either have to agree that you can go and at what time and what time you're back. Tutors have got to be firm on them and saying, right, you're going to have to be with me all evening, and you know, if you go out again, you just can't go and socialise.
Any chance to make some kind of festival club here after last show till maybe, I don't know, midnight, or is that too late?
There was something where people could, even if it was just sitting in the cafe for like a bit afterwards, so people have that sort of after show socialisation.
We could think about in the cafe, you know, if music's on for another half an hour, 45 minutes. Everybody wants you to have a good time, including us. Brilliant.
The grand debate, because the focus is human rights and young people's mental health. It was again making sure that the grand debate is really interactive, that we'll only probably have 2 speakers. One will be a young person, one will be somebody who works in the field of mental health and human rights, and really debating ideas about what makes human rights work and how mental health affects young people in all the different cultures. I think the weekend was really important because otherwise I think the international groups arrive and they can feel really separate from what's expected. I think having the young people from the international companies with the young people from the Mesh Planning Committee, with the staff here, meant that everybody had a sense of what it's going to be, how they have a role, where it's going, and they've inputted into that direction. So we're so lucky we got a grant from Youth in Action, or it wouldn't have happened. I can't wait. I think this year, because we know what to do. Last year was a huge experiment. It did work really well, but this year, all of us, the team, the creative producer Emily and myself and all the staff really know what to do, and we know what to expect. And it's the opening ceremony of the Olympics. We're going to feed into that with you know, all of our nationalities having colourful flags and costumes, and I think it's going to be a real celebration.
I'm looking forward to like meeting new people, performances and having fun.
The other countries and workshops and performances. I'm looking forward to meeting some of my old friends and getting some new experiences in cooperating with another countries.
Ditto.
Mesh 2012! I love Texas a lot.